right here with Larry.
Way back last summer, you did an autograph signing at a car dealership with Bryce, and looking at what he's had around him back then, all through the season and on the field, what has impressed you most about how he's handled his business?
Yeah, I think that's a huge shout out to his family, keeping the young man grounded and, really just letting him grow up himself and being by his side. And it's just been an awesome thing for an older guy like me that's seeing a lot of guys come through here with me that left and all that stuff. And, just seeing a 17-year-old, now 18, with all that kind of stuff with, NIL deals and media and, he's a celebrity. And really just him growing up in front of my eyes, it's just been awesome to see. And the growth that he's shown, especially these past couple of weeks on the field, it's just been amazing to see.
In the back right there, Sam.
Marlin, how do you talk to younger players on this team about the rivalry?
Yeah, I think anybody that says that this is just another game is crazy, because it's not. This is the game, and that's, for a reason. I can't really tell you what it feels like. I can't really, tell you the emotions that I have when I go out there for a game like that, especially for that game. But and you can't really talk about it. You got to be in it and you got to experience it. So, and that's what I'm gonna be, telling the freshmen. And that's what's my message for all these younger guys that haven't been out there and haven't experienced those feelings yet. But they will on Saturday, and I'm super excited for those guys to really, live in that moment and really experience the greatest rivalry in college sports.
All the way to your right here, Aaron.
You guys have obviously won the last four, but it seems like you also have a quote-unquote like mental edge at Ohio State. What value do you put in that in a rivalry situation?
Yeah, we don't really think about it that way. I think we just worry about us and what we have to do in our mental space, and that's really just being the best versions of ourselves each and every single day. So we're just trying to be the best team that we can be every single day and get better and better leading up to Saturday.
Just in front of you here on your right, Ryan.
How do you think playing this game at home compares to playing this game in Columbus?
It was sweet winning down there last year, but it's gonna be even better here, in front of our fans and our student section, our band, and just in Ann Arbor. I mean, it was the best place on earth, and getting that win against that team at home will be huge. So, just super excited for the opportunity.
And how much did you watch Ohio State throughout the year, and what stands out about their defense?
Yeah, I think that's something that we talk about, and really all year. I mean, it's all over the building, and if you turn around, you see Michigan, Ohio State, all that stuff over there. That's something that it's in the back of our mind all year long, and now it's here. It's Monday of Ohio State week. Now we can let all those emotions, get out and let it fly and let it rip on Saturday. What sticks out about their defense is, it's kind of the same thing every year. They got so many great players that, will be first, second round draft picks in the NFL, and they got a new DC who's been doing such a great job with them. And for me, the way I see it, it's just another opportunity to show what we can do, and we're just trying to make it about us and not them.
All right, just next to him here, James.
This is styles make fights. How important is it for you guys to dictate the way this game is played?
Yeah, I think that's really just a sport of football. We're trying to dictate how the game goes every single Saturday. That's fast, physical, and violent. That's the same thing we're going to try and do on Saturday.
How do you think the intensity behind this rivalry fits that fast, physical style you guys play?
Perfectly, yeah. I think that's what describes this rivalry, and I think those are the three reasons why this rivalry is the kind of game it is.
Just behind him, Runner.
Yeah, going back to last year, the stakes were a little bit different for you guys, and may contribute to playing with you had nothing to lose. Obviously, college football playoff berth possibly is on the line here. How do you channel that same energy into this game that you had last year? Yeah, we have everything to lose, and that's how we attack it every single day. We're trying to be the best team, and I stood up here about 3 weeks ago and said the same thing, that every single game that we play from here on out is going to be a playoff game. And now we're here. We've put ourselves in this position now where we win this game, we're in. So and that's how we're going to treat it. But we don't see it as a challenge. We really just see it as an opportunity. And we're super blessed to be in that position.
All the way in the back on your right, Dennis.
Marlin, how much do you guys care that you're around a double-digit underdog in this game?
Not at all.
Why not?
It's been like that these past 3 years. Yeah.
all the way to your right here.
I was going to ask that question, but let me ask you this one instead. Matt Patricia, a lot of history in this area, his first year with Ohio State. What do you think of the job that he's done in leading that defense?
Yeah, he might not, he doesn't really have the best reputation in the state of Michigan, but he's done such a great job at Ohio State. I mean, they're that kind of defense. They're the #1 defense in the country for a reason, and I mean that's really just all to his credit. And his players buying into what he's trying to do down there. So yeah, we're just excited to step on that field on Saturday and really measure ourselves with him and his team.
Go back towards the middle there, Angelique.
Marlin, you mentioned Bryce's celebrity. How would you quantify it? How would you describe it?
He's a celebrity outside of the building, and when he comes in here, he's our little friend. He's my starting quarterback. I love the kid. He's such an awesome kid. And you really couldn't tell. I mean, if you told me that he was just some random kid, like I'll believe you, because he's just such a nice and humble kid. But yeah, that's all going back to his parents raising him, I think. And a lot of kids. I mean, if you hand them those checks and the cars and all that stuff, all these NIL deals, like they'll probably switch up. And he hasn't done that at all. And he's the most humble 18-year-old I've ever met with all these achievements. But yeah, I mean, he's been here all morning and he's ready to go. So just super excited for him to get this opportunity on Saturday and really feel those emotions for the first time.
And Sharon said he met with the team this morning. What was his message for this week?
It's about us. It's about Michigan. That's what it's always about. And I mean, there's a playoff game. We win this one, we're in the playoffs. But I think Ohio State. You win this game, you'll be remembered in Ann Arbor forever. So we, especially as seniors, we get to put our stamp on this one. And we're just super excited to do that on Saturday.
We'll go with 3 more for Marlin, maybe 4 on the left in front. Anthony?
And how encouraging was it for you guys to finally put together a complete offensive performance heading into this game?
Yeah, super encouraging. I think for us, it's really just been a work in progress. A lot of new pieces, a lot of young guys, a lot of new coaches and all that stuff within the building, and I think that's what a game should look like on the offensive, defensive, and special teams side of the ball before heading into this game.
I was going to ask actually about it being a work in progress. With that in mind, how have some of these close games and having games like Northwestern where you've got all these yards but are turning the ball over and thus it's close, how do you think that all of these types of games prepared you for this week?
Yeah, I think, I mean, those tough times, those are the ones that make you. And I'm just super proud of this team and, sticking together. And that's something that Coach Moore's been preaching ever since we stepped foot in this building. After the Alabama game earlier this year, it's really team over me and just play as selfish as possible. And I mean, I think the greatest thing for me this season was seeing Derek Moore and Jayshon Barham, going crazy when Zavada made that field goal to win the game. And they're on the defensive side. They could have been mad. Offense, you had 5 turnovers. You don't win a football game turning the ball over that many times, but we did. And the joy in their faces that made my year. And that just shows you what kind of team we are.
Back to your right, towards the front, Tony.
Yeah. Before week 1, we were talking with Brandon Hillman. He was talking about New Mexico, and he said they wear the same colors as that team, and we don't like them. I mean, how long have you been thinking about this, and how long have you been hoping to be in this moment?
Yeah, I mean, every single day. That's what this game means to me. It means everything to me. If you ask me what the greatest day of my life was, it was last year, going down there and beating them in their place. It was the best day of my life so far, and just trying to repeat that this year.
Would this trump that, given what you guys would then get to go on to do?
What's that?
Would this trump that?
Yeah. My senior day, them coming to our house in front of our fans, student section, band. It'll be the best day of my life. So just looking forward to Saturday.
All right, we'll finish up just next to Tony here on the right. Reiner?
What's the confidence level in this team if you guys play a clean game that you guys can win? And how much is fundamental execution just kind of the key to everything?
Yeah, I mean, football is a fundamental sport, and you're going to get beat if you don't play with technique and fundamentals. And I mean, you've seen it all over the country. Great teams losing just because they didn't play with the technique they were taught by their coaches. And that's why we've gotten close to losing here and there. But yeah, just locking it back in and really getting the work starting today. Locking everything in, locking into the details, and I mean, you got to be detailed and use the right fundamentals to beat a team like Ohio State. But yeah, it's going to be a great challenge on Saturday.